Have you ever wondered if there's a hidden pattern to life? A secret rule that explains why things happen the way they do? Well, there is, and it's been around for thousands of years. It's called as above, so below. This simple phrase holds the key to understanding how the universe works, and more importantly, how you can make it work for you. Think about it. What if the world around you was just a big mirror, reflecting what's going on inside you? What if your thoughts and feelings were like seeds, growing into the reality you see every day? That's exactly what as above, so below means. It's an ancient idea that's still powerful today, and it can change your life in amazing ways. But here's the thing. If you don't know about this idea, or if you ignore it, you're missing out on one of the most powerful tools for improving your life. It's like having a magic wand, but never using it. On the other hand, if you understand and use this wisdom, you can start to shape your world in ways you never thought possible. So, what exactly is this as above, so below idea all about? It's part of something called the Law of Correspondence. Don't worry, it's not as complicated as it sounds. In fact, it's pretty simple when you break it down. The Law of Correspondence says that there's a connection between everything in the universe. What happens in one place is reflected in another. It's like the world is one big mirror, with every part reflecting every other part. Here's an easy way to think about it. Imagine you're standing between two mirrors. You see your reflection going on forever in both directions. That's kind of how the universe works. The big things reflect the small things, and the small things reflect the big things. But it's not just about physical stuff. Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are part of this too. They're like the original image that gets reflected in the mirror of the world around you. That's why understanding this law is so important. It means you have more control over your life than you might think. Now, let's get into how this actually works in real life. Remember how we said the world is like a mirror? Well, it's reflecting your inner world, your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. This is where it gets really interesting. Let's say you wake up feeling grumpy and thinking, today's going to be a bad day. Guess what? The mirror of reality picks up on that thought. Suddenly, you might spill your coffee, get stuck in traffic, or have an argument with a coworker. The day turns out just as bad as you thought it would be. But it works the other way too. If you start your day feeling positive and thinking, today's going to be great, you're more likely to notice good things happening. Maybe someone pays you a compliment, or you find a parking spot right away, or you have a really productive day at work. This doesn't mean that just thinking positive thoughts will make everything perfect. Life is more complicated than that. But it does mean that your inner world has a big influence on your outer world. Your thoughts and feelings are like the blueprint for your reality. Understanding this connection between your inner and outer worlds is the first step to using the as above, so below principle. It's like realizing you have the power to change the reflection in the mirror. You might not be able to control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you think and feel about it. And that can make a huge difference in your life. Think about it this way. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to always have good luck, while others always seem to have bad luck? It's not really about luck at all. It's about what they're putting out into the world and what the world is reflecting back to them. This is why it's so important to pay attention to your thoughts and feelings. They're not just happening inside your head. They're shaping the world around you. It's like you're the director of your own movie, and your thoughts and feelings are the script. But here's the really exciting part. Once you understand this, you can start to change things. You can start to create the life you want instead of just reacting to whatever happens to you. It's like having a superpower that you never knew you had. Of course, it's not always easy. Changing your thoughts and feelings takes practice. It's like learning any new skill. It takes time and effort. But the rewards can be incredible. People who really understand and use this principle often find that their lives start to change in amazing ways. They might find that opportunities seem to appear out of nowhere, or that they're able to solve problems more easily, or that their relationships improve. It's not magic. It's just the natural result of aligning your inner world with the life you want to create. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but how do I actually do it? That's a great question, and it's what we're going to explore next. We'll look at some practical ways you can start using the as above, so below principle in your everyday life. But before we do that, let's take a moment to really let this sink in. The world around you is a reflection of what's inside you. Your thoughts and feelings are creating your reality. That's a pretty powerful idea, isn't it? Just imagine what could happen if you really took this to heart. If you started each day with the knowledge that you have the power to shape your reality. How would that change the way you think? How would it change the way you feel? How would it change the way you act? This is why understanding that as above, so below principle is so important. It's not just some abstract idea. It's a practical tool that you can use to improve your life in very real ways. It's like having a user manual for the universe. Of course, like any powerful tool, it needs to be used responsibly. This isn't about ignoring reality or pretending that bad things never happen. It's about understanding that you have more control over your life than you might think. It's about taking responsibility for your thoughts and feelings and using them to create positive change in your life. So, as we move forward, keep this in mind. You are not just a passive observer of your life. You are an active creator. Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are shaping your reality every single day. And once you understand that, you can start to use it to your advantage. Now, you might have heard of something called the Law of Attraction. It's become pretty popular in recent years, and for good reason. The Law of Attraction is actually closely related to the as above, so below principle we've been talking about. The Law of Attraction says that like attracts like. In other words, the thoughts and energy you put out into the universe come back to you. If you focus on positive thoughts, you'll attract positive experiences. If you focus on negative thoughts, you'll attract negative experiences. Sound familiar? It should, because it's really just another way of expressing the same idea we've been discussing. Your inner world shapes your outer world. Your thoughts and feelings are like magnets, attracting experiences that match them. Here's an example of how this might work. Let's say you're looking for a new job. If you're constantly thinking, "I'll never find a good job," or "no one will want to hire me," you're putting that negative energy out into the world. And guess what? You might find that you have a harder time finding a job, or that the interviews you do get don't go well. But if you change your thoughts to something like, "I have valuable skills to offer," or "the right job is out there for me," you're more likely to notice job opportunities. You might network more confidently, perform better in interviews, or even attract unexpected job offers. Now, it's important to understand that the law of attraction isn't about just sitting back and waiting for good things to happen. It's about aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with what you want to achieve. It's about creating a mindset that allows you to recognize and take advantage of opportunities. This is where the as above, so below principle comes in. It helps you understand why the law of attraction works. It's not just about positive thinking. It's about recognizing the connection between your inner world and the outer world. When you understand that your thoughts and feelings are reflected in your reality, you can start to use the law of attraction more effectively. You can consciously choose thoughts and feelings that align with what you want to create in your life. But here's the really interesting part. The law of attraction doesn't just work on a personal level. It also works on a larger scale. Have you ever noticed how some communities or even whole countries seem to have a certain vibe or energy? That's the law of attraction at work on a collective level. For example, a community that focuses on positivity and helping others might find that good things seem to happen more often. They might have lower crime rates, better schools, or more successful businesses. On the other hand, a community focused on negativity and fear might experience more problems. This doesn't mean that external factors don't play a role. Of course they do. But the law of attraction suggests that our collective thoughts and feelings can have a powerful influence on our shared reality. So how can you start using the law of attraction in your own life? It starts with becoming more aware of your thoughts and feelings. Pay attention to what you're focusing on most of the time. Are you dwelling on problems and worries? Or are you focusing on solutions and opportunities? Once you're more aware of your thoughts, you can start to consciously choose more positive ones. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means looking for the good in situations, focusing on what you want rather than what you don't want, and believing in your ability to create positive change. Remember, though, that the law of attraction isn't just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions. If you want to attract success, for example, you need to think like a successful person, feel confident in your abilities, and take actions that move you toward your goals. This is where many people get tripped up. They think they can just visualize what they want and it will magically appear. But that's not how it works. The law of attraction is more like planting a seed. Your thoughts and feelings are the seed, but you still need to water it, give it sunlight, and take care of it if you want it to grow. So, how does all this tie back to our as above, so below principle? Well, it's all about recognizing the connection between your inner world and your outer world. The law of attraction is one way that this connection manifests. By understanding this, you can start to use it more consciously and effectively. Think of it this way. Your thoughts and feelings are like the roots of a tree hidden beneath the surface. The circumstances of your life are like the branches and leaves visible to everyone. Just as the health of a tree's roots determines the health of its branches and leaves, the nature of your thoughts and feelings determines the nature of your life experiences. This is why it's so important to take care of your inner world. It's not just about feeling good, although that's certainly a benefit. It's about creating a foundation for the life you want to live. It's about aligning your inner world with your outer goals. But here's the really exciting part. Once you start doing this, you might find that things start happening that seem almost magical. Opportunities might appear out of nowhere. Problems might solve themselves in unexpected ways. You might find yourself in the right place at the right time more often. This isn't really magic, of course. It's just the natural result of aligning your inner and outer worlds. When you're clear about what you want and you're putting out the right energy, you're more likely to notice and take advantage of opportunities that were always there. It's like tuning a radio. When you're on the right frequency, you can hear the music clearly. In the same way, when your thoughts and feelings are aligned with what you want, you're more likely to tune in to the opportunities and experiences that match. Now, it's important to note that this doesn't mean everything will always go perfectly. Life is complex, and there are many factors at play. But understanding and using the law of attraction can help you navigate life's challenges more effectively. It can help you maintain a positive outlook even when things are tough, and that positive outlook can help you find solutions more easily. So, as we move forward, keep in mind that the law of attraction is a powerful tool for applying the as above, so below principle in your life. It's about recognizing the connection between your inner world and your outer reality, and using that connection to create positive change. Remember, you're not just a passive observer of your life. You're an active creator. Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are shaping your reality every single day. And once you understand that, you can start to use it to your advantage. In the next section, we'll look at some practical ways you can start applying these principles in your everyday life. We'll explore techniques for changing your thoughts and feelings, and for aligning your inner world with the life you want to create. But for now, take a moment to reflect on what we've discussed. Think about how your thoughts and feelings might be shaping your reality right now. Are there areas of your life where you can see this principle at work? Are there changes you'd like to make in your inner world to create changes in your outer world? Remember, this is a powerful idea, but it's also a simple one. At its core, it's about recognizing that you have more control over your life than you might think. It's about taking responsibility for your thoughts and feelings and using them to create the life you want. As we continue, keep an open mind. Be willing to experiment with these ideas in your own life. You might be surprised at the results. After all, if the universe really is a mirror reflecting your inner world, why not make that reflection as beautiful and positive as possible? Now that we understand the basic idea of as above, so below, and how it connects to the law of attraction, let's dive deeper into how we can use this wisdom in our everyday lives. The first key to using this ancient knowledge is all about your thoughts. It might sound simple, but paying attention to what's going on in your mind is really important. Think about it. How often do you actually stop and notice what you're thinking? Most of us go through our days with our minds on autopilot. We have thousands of thoughts, but we're not really aware of most of them. It's like background noise that we've gotten used to. But here's the thing. These thoughts are shaping your reality. Remember, as above, so below means that your inner world is reflected in your outer world. So if you want to change your life, you need to start by changing your thoughts. Try this. For the next few minutes, just pay attention to what you're thinking. Don't try to change anything, just notice. Are your thoughts mostly positive or negative? Are you thinking about things you want or things you're worried about? Are you focused on the past, the present, or the future? You might be surprised by what you find. Many people discover that they have a lot more negative thoughts than they realized. They might be constantly worrying about things that could go wrong or replaying past mistakes in their mind. If that's you, don't worry. It's normal. Our brains are wired to look out for potential dangers, which can lead to a lot of negative thinking. But now that you're aware of it, you can start to change it. The goal is to gradually shift your thoughts to be more positive. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to focus on solutions instead of problems, on what you want instead of what you don't want, on what you're grateful for instead of what you lack. For example, instead of thinking, I hate my job, try thinking, I'm grateful for the income my job provides while I work towards finding a job I love. Instead of, I'm so out of shape, try, I'm excited to start taking better care of my body. Remember, this takes practice. Your mind has probably been running on autopilot for years, so it will take time to change those habits. But every time you catch yourself thinking negatively and choose to shift to a more positive thought, you're rewiring your brain. And according to as above, so below, you're also reshaping your reality. The second key to using the as above, so below principle is about actively creating your inner world. This goes beyond just noticing your thoughts. It's about intentionally shaping your inner landscape to match the outer world you want to create. Think of it like this. If you want peace in your outer world, you need to create peace in your inner world first. If you want success in your outer world, you need to cultivate a mindset of success in your inner world. This might sound a bit abstract, so let's break it down with some examples. Let's say you want to improve your relationships. According to as above, so below, you would start by improving your relationship with yourself. This might involve practicing self-love, being kinder to yourself and your thoughts, and treating yourself with the same respect and care you want from others. Or maybe you want to attract more abundance into your life. In this case, you would start by cultivating a feeling of abundance within yourself. This could mean focusing on gratitude for what you already have, visualizing yourself living an abundant life, and shifting your mindset from scarcity to plenty. The key here is to embody the qualities and experiences you want to attract. If you want confidence, act confident even when you don't feel it. If you want peace, practice being peaceful even in stressful situations. If you want love, be loving to yourself and others. This isn't about pretending or being fake. It's about aligning your inner state with your desired outer state. It's about becoming the person who naturally attracts and creates the life you want. One powerful way to do this is through visualization. Spend some time each day imagining yourself living the life you want. See it in vivid detail. How do you feel? What are you doing? Who are you with? The more real you can make it in your mind, the more you're programming your inner world to match that reality. Another technique is affirmations. These are positive statements that you repeat to yourself regularly. For example, I am confident and capable, or I attract abundance easily and effortlessly. The idea is to replace negative self-talk with positive, empowering messages. Remember, your inner world is like a garden. The thoughts and feelings you nurture are the seeds. What you focus on grows. So choose carefully what you plant in your inner garden. The third key to using the as above, so below principle is all about patience and persistence. This is really important because a lot of people give up too soon when they don't see immediate results. Think about planting a seed. When you put a seed in the ground, you don't see anything happen right away. It takes time for the seed to sprout and grow. But just because you can't see it doesn't mean nothing is happening. Below the surface, big changes are taking place. It's the same with the changes you're making in your inner world. When you start shifting your thoughts and feelings, You might not see immediate changes in your outer world, but that doesn't mean it's not working. Remember, there's often a delay between the changes in your inner world and the manifestation in your outer world. This is because the physical world is denser and changes more slowly than the world of thoughts and emotions. So, you need to be patient. Keep nurturing those positive thoughts and feelings, even if you don't see results right away. Trust that the changes are happening, even if they're not visible yet. This is where persistence comes in. It's easy to get discouraged and fall back into old thought patterns when you don't see immediate results. But remember, every positive thought, every visualization, every affirmation is like watering your seed. You're creating change, even if you can't see it yet. Think of it like working out. If you go to the gym once, you don't suddenly have a perfect body. But if you keep going regularly, over time you start to see changes. It's the same with your inner work. Consistency is key. It's also important to remember that change often happens gradually. You might not wake up one day to find your whole life has transformed. Instead, you might notice small positive changes. Maybe you feel a little more confident. Maybe you handle stress a bit better. Maybe you attract a small opportunity you wouldn't have noticed before. These small changes are signs that what you're doing is working. They're like the first green shoots poking up from the soil. When you see them, it's a sign to keep going, to keep nurturing your inner garden. Remember, you're not just changing a thought or two. You're rewiring your brain, shifting your entire way of being. That takes time, but the results can be incredible. So, be patient with yourself. Don't get discouraged if things don't change overnight. Keep focusing on your inner world. Keep aligning your thoughts and feelings with what you want to create. Trust in the process and know that every positive change you make in your inner world is creating ripples of change in your outer world. Think of it like this. Every time you choose a positive thought over a negative one, every time you visualize your dreams, every time you practice gratitude, you're planting a seed of change. You might not see the results immediately, but those seeds are growing. And here's the really exciting part. Once those seeds start to sprout, the growth can be exponential. Just like a plant that suddenly shoots up after a period of invisible root growth. You might find that positive changes start happening more and more quickly in your life. So keep going, keep nurturing your inner world. Keep aligning your thoughts and feelings with what you want to create. Be patient, be persistent, and trust in the process. Remember, as above, so below. The changes you make in your inner world will be reflected in your outer world. It's not a question of if, but when. Now that we've talked about patience and persistence, let's focus on the fourth key to using the as above, so below principle, consistency. This is where the real magic happens. Consistency means sticking with your new thought patterns and inner work, even when it feels hard or you don't see immediate results. It's about making your positive thinking and visualization a daily habit, just like brushing your teeth or eating breakfast. Think about it this way. Changing your thoughts and inner world is like steering a big ship. When you first start turning the wheel, the ship doesn't seem to move much. But if you keep turning consistently, eventually the whole ship changes direction. That's how it works with your life too. At first, your new positive thoughts might not seem to make much difference. But if you keep at it consistently, day after day, you'll start to see big changes in your life's direction. Here's the thing. Big changes often start small. Maybe you'll notice you're a little less stressed, or you handle a difficult situation better than you used to, or a small opportunity comes your way that you wouldn't have noticed before. These small changes are signs that what you're doing is working. They're like little nudges from the universe, encouraging you to keep going. But here's where many people trip up. They see these small changes and think, that's not enough. I wanted my whole life to change. And they give up going back to their old thought patterns. Don't fall into this trap. Remember, every big change starts with small steps. Those little improvements are the first signs that your inner work is starting to reflect in your outer world. Make it a daily practice. Set aside time each day for your inner work, whether it's meditation, visualization, or repeating affirmations. Start small. Don't try to change everything at once. Focus on one area of your life at a time. Track your progress. Keep a journal of your thoughts and any changes you notice in your life, no matter how small. Be kind to yourself. If you slip back into negative thinking, don't beat yourself up. Just gently guide yourself back to your positive thoughts. Celebrate small wins. Every positive thought, every moment of gratitude, every small improvement is a victory. Celebrate it. Remember, consistency is key. The more you practice aligning your inner world with what you want to create, the more natural it becomes. And the more natural it becomes, the more you'll see it reflected in your outer world. Now that we've explored the 4 keys to using the as above, so below principle, let's talk about how to put it all together in your daily life. First, start each day with intention. Before you even get out of bed, take a few moments to set your inner state. What kind of day do you want to have? How do you want to feel? Visualize it clearly in your mind. Throughout the day, be aware of your thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, gently shift to a more positive thought. Remember, you're not ignoring problems. You're choosing to focus on solutions and possibilities. Practice gratitude regularly. This is a powerful way to shift your inner state. Even on tough days, try to find things to be thankful for. This helps align your inner world with abundance and positivity. Use affirmations throughout your day. These can be simple statements like, I am capable of handling whatever comes my way, or I attract positive experiences. Say them to yourself, write them down, or even set them as reminders on your phone. Take time for visualization. This could be a formal meditation practice, or just a few minutes of quiet time where you imagine your ideal life in vivid detail. Pay attention to how you speak, both to yourself and others. Your words are powerful reflections of your inner state. Try to speak in ways that align with what you want to create. Take inspired action. While the as above, so below principle is about inner change, it doesn't mean you should just sit back and wait for things to happen. When you feel inspired to do something that aligns with your goals, do it. Be patient and persistent. Remember, you're rewiring your brain and shifting your entire way of being. This takes time. Don't get discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Finally, trust in the process. Have faith that as you change your inner world, your outer world will reflect those changes. It's not a question of if, but when. Living by the as above, so below principle isn't always easy. There will be days when it's hard to maintain a positive inner state. That's okay. The key is to keep coming back to it, to make it your default way of being. As we wrap up our exploration of the as above, so below principle, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. We've discovered that this ancient wisdom is more than just a saying. It's a powerful tool for creating the life you want. By understanding that your outer world is a reflection of your inner world, you gain the power to shape your reality. We've learned about the law of correspondence and how it connects to the popular law of attraction. We've explored the importance of watching our thoughts, creating our inner world intentionally, being patient and persistent, and staying consistent in our practice. Remember, this isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about taking responsibility for your inner world and using it to create positive change in your life. As you go forward from here, keep in mind that this is a journey. You're not going to perfect this overnight, and that's okay. Every step you take towards aligning your inner and outer worlds is progress. Start small. Maybe focus on shifting your thoughts in one area of your life. Pay attention to the results. As you see positive changes, no matter how small, let that encourage you to keep going. Remember, you have the power to shape your reality. Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are the seeds of your future experiences. Choose them wisely, nurture them consistently, and watch as your life begins to transform. The as above, so below principle offers us a profound truth. We are not just passive observers of our lives, but active creators. By harnessing this ancient wisdom, we can create lives filled with more joy, abundance, and fulfillment. So, as you move forward from here, carry this wisdom with you. Let it guide your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Trust in the process, be patient with yourself, and stay consistent in your practice. Your inner world is the key to unlocking the life you desire. As you align your thoughts and feelings with your dreams and goals, you'll find that the outer world begins to reflect those changes. It's a beautiful, powerful process, and it all starts within you. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of as above, so below. I hope this ancient wisdom serves you well on your journey to a better life. Remember, the power to change your life is within you. Use it wisely, use it consistently, and watch as your world transforms.